In the previous lesson, we had an introduction to MACD. So in this lesson, we will discuss how to read and understand the MACD. Here is a breakdown of MACD indicator. There are two lines. The very first thing you have to know is the MACD line, and then we have the signal line that gives us a buy or sell signal. Then the histogram identifies the type of market. A green histogram represents a bullish market. A red histogram represents a bearish market. The height of the histogram represents the traded volume at the moment. Then, when signal line crosses over the trend line, this is a buy for long. When the signal line crosses below the trend line, that is a sell signal. The most important signal in MACD is not the cross, but where it will cross. If the MACD line stays below the histogram and create a buy signal, this is a more of a long-term long, whereas if MACD is in the cloud of the histogram of the higher time frame, the lower time frame opposite signal won't work. For example, if the MACD on the higher time frame is showing bullish on the cloud, the 15 minutes bearish will just be a correction which will not affect the higher time frame. Another good thing to know is the sell signal are best generated using 4 hours time frame, while the buy signal are more accurate using 2 hours time frame. The angle of both signal and trend line determines how slopey the trend will be. The sell signal from MACD are more accurate after the second crossover when the both lines are still above the histogram. Here's my best use case of MACD. At any time frame, always look at both signal and trend line to determine how slopey the trend will be. For short, drop to the weekly time frame to determine if it is a bullish crossover or a bearish crossover. Then drop to 4 hours to determine each signal. If bearish on 4 hours, wait for the trend line to pull back to resistance for the second sell signal. Then drop to 15 minutes. Enter a short when the 15 minutes MACD gives out a sell signal. Now, for long, drop to weekly time frame to determine if it is bullish crossover or bearish crossover. Then drop to 4 hours to determine each signal. If bullish on 4 hours, drop to 2 hours for bullish confirmation. Then wait for 15 minutes crossover before you can buy long. This is my simple strategies when it comes to MACD. It's good to know that the MACD has a lot of noise. You have to pay attention to that. In order not to be caught up in the MACD noise, do not just purchase immediately. At least wait for the next 3 candlesticks.